This is the dry dock in Belfast where both Titanic and Britannic were built. And it is truly vast. In 1910, it was the biggest dry dock in the world, established to allow the building of two of the biggest ships that anyone had ever seen. Just to give you a scale of them, Titanic or Britannic alone would have filled this entire space.
Our guide to Britannic's story is Simon Mills, owner of the Britannic wreck. Simon is going to help me find eyewitness accounts to the disaster.
Now, the Britannic story isn't nearly as well known as the Titanic story. And I'm trying to kind of unpick it, really, and discover what happened.
Titanic sank very high publicity. I mean, they interviewed as many survivors as possible, newspaper coverage all over the place. Britannic sank in the First World War.
OK. Are there any key characters, any relatives, anybody I can talk to who can give me a kind of picture of the people that were on this ship?
I can give you some starting points.
Yeah.
For instance, we have here Captain Charles Alfred Bartlett. He was in command of the Britannic on the day that she sank. Archie Jewell, who was also on the Titanic. Actually, one of Titanic's lookouts, believe it or not. Violet Jessop, very experienced White Star Line stewardess.
Oh, she's beautiful, isn't she?
She is indeed, yeah.
Anyone else that would be able to shed any more light on what it might have been like that day?
Sheila Macbeth, nurse, kept a very detailed diary.
One of the big challenges, and you know this as a historian, is to hear the voices of people who weren't educated, the people who were, I don't know, right in the bowels, at the coalface, doing the work, but not necessarily ever recorded.
There's the story of an Antrim seaman, we believe, who was actually on the Britannic. He tells a very, very dramatic story down in the engine room.
But he was from Ulster.
He was an Ulsterman.
Can you also give me a sense of what the ship was doing? Was this a sort of, to all intents and purposes, an ordinary day?
Pretty routine, yeah. I mean, Britannic was a very, very safe posting. She was a hostile ship. She was, in theory, inviolable, could not be attacked.
Yep.
It was beautiful, calm, clear weather. There was nothing unusual about what was going on. They'd all been sitting down to breakfast, and suddenly the world collapsed.
So all is smooth sailing aboard His Majesty's hospital ship Britannic. Everyone and everything is in order.
The day before, we'd worked like factory hands, tying up all the kits ready for the next day, so that we might rest the day before the patients came on board. What a day of rest that was.